Let me ask you something uncomfortable. How much of your energy has been wasted trying to feel important to people who barely notice your existence? Think about it honestly. How many times have you held your phone, typing and deleting the same post? How many times have you explained your plans to someone, hoping they'd finally say, "I believe in you"? That moment feels good, doesn't it? That little rush like progress, even though nothing has actually moved. We live in a time where everything is meant to be shared. Your meals, your mindset, your goals, your grind. But here's the truth most people don't want to hear. Talking about the work is often a substitute for doing the work. People announce their plans because attention feels like achievement, because applause sounds close enough to success. But applause isn't progress. Applause is a distraction. Every time you reveal a dream before it's built, you weaken it. You trade momentum for approval. There's psychology behind this. When you tell people what you plan to do, start a business, transform your body, write a book, your brain releases dopamine, the same chemical you'd get if you actually succeeded. Your mind gets rewarded, even though you did nothing. So you feel productive while standing completely still, high on the idea of who you might become, while the real work waits untouched. That's why the emptiness hits when the attention fades, because likes disappear, but discipline never arrived. And 2026 is not asking for motivation. It's asking for transformation. Not surface change, not a new routine for 2 weeks. Real change. And real change requires something rare. Silence, not isolation and tension. The strongest moves are never announced. Power doesn't post. Growth doesn't perform. Look at nature. A seed doesn't demand recognition. Roots don't ask permission. They grow underground, unseen, strengthening themselves long before anything shows above the surface. But you keep digging yourself up. You keep exposing your vision to opinions before it's strong enough to survive them. Then you wonder why it dies. Not everyone deserves access to your becoming. Most people aren't built to understand your future because it threatens their present. They don't hear your vision. They hear their limitations. So they say, be realistic. They say that's risky. They say people like us don't do things like that. Not because they hate you, but because your growth reminds them of what they avoided. So rule number 1 moving forward is simple. Stop explaining yourself. You don't owe clarity to people who don't carry your weight. You don't owe updates on your evolution. The late nights are yours. The early mornings are yours. The setbacks that break you open yours. And when you move quietly, you become dangerous. Because people fear what they cannot track. They respect what they cannot predict. In a world where everyone overshares, restraint becomes power. Silence isn't weakness. Silence is control. It keeps you from reacting. It keeps you from leaking energy. And most importantly, it forces you to face yourself. And that's what scares most people. Because when the noise stops, the distractions vanish, and the screen goes dark, you're left alone with your own reflection. No filters, no performance, just you. And many people don't like who they see. They've spent years building an image for others while neglecting their inner foundation. But if you want to win the next chapter of your life, you must stop running from that mirror. Fix yourself not for approval, not for revenge, but for integrity. Because how can you trust yourself to build something massive if you can't even keep small promises to yourself? How can the world respect you if you don't respect your own discipline? Your life is shaped in private. The reward just shows up in public. You want the result without the ritual, the crown without the pressure, the rebirth without letting the old version die. But transformation requires loss. This is where Stoic wisdom becomes relevant. You are not disturbed by events. You are disturbed by your interpretation of them. What people think, what they say, how they react. None of that is yours to control. Your actions are. Your character is. Your standards are. Imagine if you redirected all the energy you waste on opinions into your foundation. Every argument avoided saved energy. Every explanation withheld compound interest. Focus is currency. Spend it recklessly, and you stay broke. Because 2026 won't ask what you want. Everyone wants success. It will ask something harder. Are you strong enough to carry it? Success has weight. And if your mindset isn't trained, it will crush you. Strength is built through resistance, through boredom, through repetition. There is no easy path, only chosen difficulty. Being undisciplined is hard. Being disciplined is hard. Choose your hard. Avoiding conflict is hard. Living with regret is hard. Choose your hard. Every life includes struggle, but self-mastery is the only struggle that frees you. Think about photography. Before an image becomes beautiful, it must be developed in darkness. Expose it too early, and it's ruined. If life feels quiet right now, you're not being punished. You're being prepared. This isn't abandonment. It's insulation. Life is protecting your growth by removing noise. Listen to the quiet. That's where clarity lives. When you speak less, you see more. When others talk, they reveal their hands. You observe the board. Silence makes you strategic. So how do you step forward? First, stop living in tomorrow. Tomorrow is a liar. It buries dreams politely. Start now. Speed of action builds identity. Second, fall in love with boring consistency. Greatness isn't cinematic. It's repetitive, unexciting, unseen. But repetition is where power compounds. Third, emotional control. Not emotional numbness, emotional leadership. You don't let traffic decide your mood. You don't let comments dictate your confidence. You choose your frame. The winners of life don't race people, they race their potential. They don't look sideways. They look forward, and eventually, people notice. They'll ask why you disappeared, why you changed. You won't explain, because you know you're building something invisible to them. Sometimes you must become a ghost to your old life to rule your new one. You must be willing to offend with boundaries, to say no without guilt. Your value is not in availability. It's in what you protect. Stop waiting for permission. Build your table quietly while the world sleeps. There's something inside you that's been asleep too long. Comfort kept it quiet. Fear kept it caged. You don't wake it with noise. You wake it with a decision. A quiet one. I'm done living beneath my potential. You have the same 24 hours as the greats. The difference is not time. It's focus. So make a pact with yourself. Disappear not from life but into purpose. Train your mind. Strengthen your body. Sharpen your discipline. And when quitting feels close, remember, you chose this. You chose the path of silence. The path of the lion. You don't need belief from others. Let doubt fuel you, not consume you. Don't prove them wrong. Outgrow them. Everything you want waits behind a door labeled focus. But you must walk through it alone. No applause. No validation. No audience. Just commitment. So ask yourself one final question. Are you brave enough to be quiet?